Ki khubor ka Batesi TV.
Ka umdi basnyambak penjasliang. Rupa Premium Meghalaya.
Sophistication meets style. The stylish trendsetter Tata Curve SUV is in town. India's first coupe SUV is now in Shillong.
Menteri Rangba Kajelau Konrak Ke Sangma Hakalai Potrik Unai Arajar Posau Ulaplay Ba Yak Integrated Command and Control Center Hakashnang Umsawli Shillong Haringkat Elisa Kilang Jung Sumbut Menteri Rangba Ubakmi Yakatnat Penroisor Ubas Nyau Balang Dhar Uchi Secretary Ba Donald P. Walang Ka Director General of Police Kokong Ida Shisha Nongrang U Commissioner and Secretary Jangkatnat Penroisor U Vijay Kumar Badu Commissioner and Secretary Katnat Information Technology U Praveen Bakshi Menteri Rangba Bakaran Hagar Gasmi Ulang Bak Integrated Command and Control Center kedai ke Jabieng Jong Shillong Smart City bat ling bagar ka center on penyeso ikibabun kijat kam hakalyang juk information technology keban longru kum ka application programming interface.
Different types of attributes are there. There are about 30 different types of attributes which have been given it.
Just show us one example.
Sir, I'll give you. Sir, show crowd formation or right. Crowd formation.
This is live.
Yeah. Sir, it's recording one. I'm showing. So this is like a crowd formation. Now when a crowd formation takes place, there's an alert which is generated. When the alert is generated, immediately alert comes to the dashboard. This is the operator's dashboard. This is normally not seen here. This is the operator's side. Now, when the alert comes, there's a workforce in the field. He will validate whether the information which has come in is correct or not. He'll send a message to the stakeholders, there may be police or whoever it is. And once it is validated, then an event will be created. Once the event is created, after the event, then an SOP will be followed. He will inform. So we are having a system here called highly push to talk. In that what happens, that they can make a call from here to that particular radio to the policeman also. They can communicate directly to the radio directly. We have radio directly. So they will communicate to the policeman by SMS, to application, to radio.
Live.
And what happens is after that, once the alert is given, if the crowd formation is done, he follows his procedure, the crowd is dispersed. The event is said to be closed. So this is the main dashboard, which we have all the events which are being seen. So for all the elements, this is the main dashboard which will be seen here. Suppose an event takes place. Immediately an event is created. Active events, inactive events are there. After the event, if a progress is going on, the progress is shown here. If it is pending, it is the reason for pending will be shown here. If it is closed, it will be shown as closed.
What do you mean by alarm of what?
So suppose a crowd formation takes place. Immediately an alarm will come on the dashboard.
The one that's showing.
Yeah.
The crowd. What do you mean by a crowd? How big?
Ma'am, we have to define those. When SOPs will be defined with the stakeholders.
So basically what it is that the technology is now available here.
Yes.
To monitor all of this.
Yes.
So the point is now to define the algorithms, I guess, or the parameters to which we will add that. So that the police will have to help. Then the other, say for example, municipal will have to add the parameters for a car page, how it is. So now, but this technology is there now to make sure that they're able to monitor all this. How, what the system we're going to create is up to us. That's what.
Even what sir said that garbage, if some garbage is being collected somewhere, an alert will come here that garbage has been there, an alert will be sent to the municipality. Even an alert should be sent to the police if necessary as an SOP.
And obviously cameras can be added to this.
Yes, right. As many cameras can be added. And
the cities can be added to this?
Yes, cities can be added.
So you can get Sura and Joy
yes,
also on
yeah,
this?
can be. Yes, yes. Yeah, Sura can be added.
And we can, obviously, we want to get the best facial recognition systems that are there.
We have
we have one, but we want to
so we can add more, sir.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So this is capable of
yes,
going to that
we are
level.
capable of adding more facial recognition there.
And then obviously this is capable of integrating the platforms beyond urban Ic&Cc.
Yes, sir.
So we want to go tomorrow towards governance Ic&Cc.
Yes, sir.
We can do that, right?
Yes, sir. E-governance.
So tomorrow I want to integrate, say the forest cover with the water levels and the rain that's happening.
Yes, sir.
We can integrate that
yes,
data
yes,
and platform to this platform.
Yes, sir. With the help of API, we can have it. And This is a dashboard here. So what if the API integration is taking place? Once we decide whatever data we want to be coming to this dashboard, that data will come and the alerts and different kinds of things will come directly.
Hello? Yes? Yeah, we are slightly oh, headphones is okay. Yes. This is a live call going on. Yeah. Yeah, actually we need headphones, but yeah, go ahead.
So this is the emergency control box. So now what happens? What is the SOP for it? So suppose I am walking somewhere on the road, and suppose I am having some.
Okay, just calling here. Yeah. Yeah. Got it. Yeah. Thank you so much. So this is got an emergency call system. So if any public wants to call,
Yeah.
you can call.
Yeah. And suppose I'm having a trouble. Suppose I'm having
And
a
the
heart
call will
ailment.
come here.
The call will come here, and SOP will be defined.
Right.
If somebody is having a health ailment, and the ambulance will be told, ambulance will go there and pick up. Now we have public address systems also. We have 38 public address systems and 20 smart poles in which also public address systems are there. Suppose some message is to be given to all the people in the city. A pre-recorded message can be given. It can be a common message. It can be a group message, wherever we want. We have 20 variable message signboards. In the variable message signboards also again we can send the videos or text or whatever we want.
Whatever message we want to send.
Oh, actually, this is screen.
Yes,
Yeah, screen. You can put it from here.
Yes, we can put it from here.
So they can announce for the whole city from.
Yeah, correct. That's the whole idea.
So another important thing which we have done in the smart city is the smart lights. We have put 700 smart lights and 2,300 normal lights. Now you've noticed that a lot of the dark spots have been solved because of this. And plus,
So you're saying that you can control the lights?
700 lights can be controlled from here, sir. We can switch it on, switch it off, and dim, whatever we want.
Yeah, exactly.
They are the smart lights, and the other lights we cannot control. They are with the astronomical clock of the MSP, whatever it is. Plus, we are having some city Wi-Fi also in 60 locations.
That's something we want. City Wi-Fi.
Yes, sir.
Free Wi-Fi.
Free Wi-Fi.
That's
Sir,
enough.
to be given for about few minutes.
Or
After that,
half an hour, 1 hour. Maybe students can be given some. That we can decide.
Yes, sir.
Whether the technology is available now.
technology is available. Correct, sir.
Because of the smart poles.
Yes, sir. Smart poles, and plus we are having APs in 20 smart poles and 40 more APs are there. So they will be installed in different locations.
Yeah, I see like that. So you're getting the whole thing.
One, two,
Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
I must also congratulate and thank the Government of India for their support. Remember, 50% of this is funded by Government of India, and we have taken special permission from Centre to inaugurate this. Otherwise, normally we would have a central minister or the Prime Minister himself inaugurate this project, but we have got the necessary NOC to go ahead because it's been pending for very long. So with this kind of a thought process today, we are seeing the administrative city and this entire concept of really shifting our administration from the current Shillong city here so that we are able to ultimately have the decongestion that we can and we need in Shillong in the long run, but more importantly provide a modern and a very good and strong infrastructure based administrative city for the coming generations, and also obviously provide the necessary economic activities along with it. As you're aware, apart from the administrative city, we have the knowledge city coming up in Maukunu, which will have everything from different kind of institutes, different kind of centers of excellence. We will be having a sports center out there, which will also have the largest football stadium in the country, dedicated football stadium. with a capacity of more than 40,000 spectators, and that is being done obviously with a vision to ultimately make Shillong and Meghalaya the soccer capital of the country. So that's the kind of thought process with which this is happening, and I thought that it's important to give a small glimpse to all of you so that you can start connecting to what is happening and how we're working. So it'll be good to take a picture of the landscape out here, because in a year's time, the entire landscape is going to change. You will see the Unity Mall, you will see the Secretariat coming up, you will see the Skills Park, you will see the Prime Hub coming up, you will see the IT Park second phase being completed, and many other infrastructures which will come up in this entire zone. And also to top it all up, we'll be having the heliport right on top out here, so that choppers can land directly in this particular area. You're also aware that we have connected one road already going from here straight to Dingpaso, the bypass, so that we get direct access into the airport, and people can come straight from the airport into this part of the city without having to go through the current Shillong city. And then you're also aware that we have recently spoken with Government of India to now extend the runway of the Shillong the Shillong Umroi Airport, so that the larger aircrafts can land, and that, as I said, is going to be a major game changer. So what I'm trying to tell you is that none of this is happening in a piecemeal basis. This is part of a much larger plan and vision that we have for our city and for the state and for the people. And it is being planned out and implemented in a very structured manner. Sometimes it's difficult for us to explain to people what we're trying to do. It's only when you see it, then you believe that, yes, this is what is happening. For example, I remember when this Ic&Cc issue came up, there was a big article somewhere or some post that came up saying that government is spending 200 crores on 300 CCTV cameras. And it was impossible for me to explain that what Ic&Cc was. And I explained it, but people still did not understand and could not grasp what it was. But today when you see this building, you see the entire war room, the control room, the entire data center, the conference hall. You can see the kind of work and investment that has taken place today. And as correctly mentioned by our Chief Secretary, that this is actually the brain of the entire smart city, where the entire information is going to be brought in out here. And what is important to remember regarding the Ic&Cc is that this is a platform, this is a technology, this is an area or a space which can act as a connection to different kind of activities going on in the IT field. So, we have this entire access of the application programming interface, which we call the APIs. So the APIs are open, which means that tomorrow, if there's a different programming being done in the language, which may not be same with what this Ic&Cc works on, we can still integrate it, because it is an open API, and that is what makes it very special. As was being mentioned, today we are working with the Forest Department, for example, today to connect the importance between the rainfall, the forest cover, and the springs. And we are having technology today in the Forest Department, which we're going to implement very soon, where we have, first of all, we have mapped all the springs. 7,000 springs in the city, in the state have been mapped. We know exactly where the springs are through LIDAR, through drone, through satellite. But now the next step for us is to now place different kind of sensors in each of the springs, which will then send us data, exactly live data on what is the centimeter or millimeter of water that is there, and we'll be able to monitor each spring in the coming years. We hope that we should be able to complete that project, in months and the years to come. And once that happens, we actually can monitor the actual water levels that are there in the city, in the state, in different springs. Now, how does that matter? Because obviously when we want to connect that to the Integrated Command and Control Center, so that once we are able to get all of this information, it should be in one place, and the decision makers should be able to see all of this and be able to quickly decide on what has to be done next. So that's the power of IT, and that's how we want to move forward. So the uniqueness of this technology is that this is a platform, and yes, the potential is immense. So, tomorrow somebody may say, well, what happened? You started the ICCC, but we still have traffic jam. No, of course, you will have traffic jam. Opening a ICCC doesn't mean the traffic will stop tomorrow. But it is a mechanism and a technology that can assist us in making the right decision and timely decisions and intervene at the time where we can reduce the traffic. Like rightly said by our Chief Secretary, you imagine, and it's going to happen, by the way, it's not just imagination. It's going to happen. Now, we already have the drones. I don't know if you know this or not, but we have a drone center in the Secretariat. So this drone center is independent. Even today, we have live feeds coming in from the drones into that particular center for all the traffic. So we have drones flying in the air, and we see the traffic that is their information. But that information is not being able to come into a kind of a unified system, and that information is not going to the traffic police in a handheld device so that he or she can make the decision on what has to be done, or the SP traffic, what has to be done. That information they're not able to take. But now, this particular ICCC will allow the footage of the drone to come into the center in the Secretariat, pass it on to the information here, and from here we will spread it across to the necessary traffic police or the SP, and they will then able to make the decision. So please do remember, technology is only as good as it is applied. Technology in itself means nothing. Technology is only a system or an assistant for us to be able to decide on the right way at the right time to take the right decision. And therefore, having this ICCC doesn't mean traffic will stop tomorrow. Traffic will continue. But question is, how do we use this information now to make the decisions to now reduce the traffic? And that's what really this entire thing is about. So I'm very happy that we've started this ICCC. Now the departments have to work closely with the IT department and this ICCC to then use this technology, allowing their people to make the right decisions at the right time. So I urge the IT department, the urban department, the police department, urban municipal department to sit down, work out the SOPs, work out the protocols and the systems in place so that this technology which is now available can be used for the betterment of Shillong city and actually make it smart. Having said that, the future of what we're going to do out here is again immense. Now I just want to share with you that the ICCC is one part of the entire big canvas that we're trying to create. Our second part, while we do this, is to now create a massive data center out here. So that's going to be our next step. Now why data center? Just to share with you. So this is about 1,500 TB of data can be stored out here in this data center out here. Now that 1,500 TB of data can last for maybe about 1.5 months of all the videos that we record. But beyond that, this data center will not be able to handle more than 1.5 to 2 months of information. So we need to then delete the data. So what I'm trying to tell you is that we need a larger database. Tomorrow I have all the information of all the different waters and the springs coming in. This data center cannot hold that data. And hence, a massive data center is required to be able to bring all of that data into this location and store it. And it's not just about Meghalaya. I am hopeful that in the coming years, Meghalaya should become the data center capital of the region as a whole. And not just Northeast, but of the entire Eastern region. Because we have the potential to do it. So this data center is going to come up right out here. When that comes in, all the data, information, programs, all the apps of all the departments will be right here. Number 2, we are putting up optical fiber connectivity and last mile connectivity to every block. So this is something I want to share with you. The work is going on right now. Every block, every civil SDO office, every PHC, CHC, and hopefully every government school and college at the end, maybe not immediately, will be connected through Wi-Fi or optical fiber in the coming days and months. We are already going to finish the first phase where certain districts will already be on optical fiber, and that again will connect to something like an integrated command and control center right here. So you can imagine all the districts and all are wired with optical fiber all the way to the blocks, and we'll be able to connect that, and that last mile connectivity of the optical network fiber will be done. And I'm hopeful that in the next 12 to 18 months, we should be able to complete that project. The third part of this entire plan that we have is then to connect all of this into a large pipe. Now we know that without bandwidth, nothing will happen. So just to share with you, we are working very aggressively from the IT department to ensure that we are able to land what we call the submarine cables right here in Shillong. Now, submarine cables right now are in Chittagong, and they are of course in Tripura through Bangladesh. They are in Chennai, I think in Mumbai, a few of the locations, and it's very difficult to pull that out here. But Chittagong and the lines that we have from down south, we should be able to get the optical fibers to land here in partnership with PGCIL, and that's Power Grid India Corporation Limited. And once that happens, so you can imagine the optical fiber, the submarine cables landing into the integrated command and control center, with the data center being here, with all the optical fibers reaching all the blocks, all the schools, all the hospitals, all the government offices, so that we are in a complete IT network. That is what we want to achieve in the next 2 to 3 years. Now once that happens, these IT parks behind you are no longer going to be just simply IT parks where we're going to be having call centers. These are going to be data assessing, programming places which do data analytics, which use AI, all the necessary other study that has to be done, or because data is everything today, you see, and we have a lot of data. The question is, what do we do with the data? What this data can help us with? And that is what AI does for us, and that is what data analytics does for us, and that is what helps us to be able to create what we call predictable models. And these predictable models then allow us to then make decisions in a better manner. So you can imagine that today, if I have got information of all the patient records coming in, and we feed it into the AI and the data analytics, it will then tell me and tell the health department, after years, when we have enough data, that, well, the department should send diarrhea medicines to this particular district in this particular month, because our data shows that the history of Meghalaya, the diarrhea or the patient records have been affected by this ailment in this district. And that's the kind of power that we are hopeful that this one office that we are setting up here will ultimately give us the power for doing this entire governance in a much more smarter manner. And that's really when it's not about just smart city, it's about, at the end of the day, a smart governance that we want to do. So I just wanted to share this thought process, because we don't get to talk too much and share this, and just to let you know that this is the kind of talks we have almost every day with the IT department, and I'm sure the IT department is very overburdened with the kind of push that we're giving them, that we need to achieve this in the next 18 months to 2 years. But I'm so happy to see that we are on the right track, and ultimately we are at this point in time where we have inaugurated this particular Ic&Cc project today in Shillong. But to conclude, I just want to share with you that none of this will make any sense, as mentioned by our Deputy Chief Minister, that nothing will make sense unless the people are part of this, unless the community is a part of this. So no matter what technology we use, it is about the people. So we need to ensure that we are able to sensitize the minds and and the hearts of the people, so that we are able to really use this and realize that a city can only be smart when the people together, we all work together in order to make it a smart city. It's not about just being a smart city, it's about being a great city. It's about being a city that is happy. And I think all of this will come only when the citizens of our city are coming together with the government. Yes, there will be problems, we don't disagree with that. There will be issues, and we need to resolve issues, and we can resolve them if we work together. But I think the positive mindset that we need to create is something that I would really like to urge. I was listening very carefully to the speech of our headman, and there is a sense which you mentioned out here is correct, that when something happens, we tend to look at it in a very critical manner and when, sometimes in a negative manner. I think it's important to create that positivity and realize so much is happening today in our city and in our state, and we need to be part of this. We need to support this, and it's only then can we make it successful. I was just talking to my political secretary, Daniel, and he was telling me today that he was so happy to see that the Upper Shillong, finally the 4-lane has, one section is opened up. So actually from Umsawli to Upper Shillong, if you know that construction was going on for 4-lane. So today actually some vehicles were plying on one section of the 4-lane also. I'm sure there's a lot of work left to be done. But small things like these today, are really signs of the positive step that we're taking forward. But as I said, for us to be able to feel that positivity, it has to happen throughout the city. It has to happen through every citizen, and everybody must be involved. Please do criticize us, but criticize in a way that it's positive, with a solution and a suggestion that's saying, look, this is the problem, why don't we try this? So therefore, I think this kind of a mindset is something I would like to take an opportunity to appeal to our citizens that we should work together to make it happen. Cleanliness is something very important for us. Chief Secretary has been working on it tirelessly, but again, we have not been able to reach to that point in time where we are able to really find a solution to that, but small steps are being taken, and I really support his idea of having that citizen-centric app connected to the Ic&Cc so that people can then send pictures and information to us about different maybe garbage being thrown by some individuals. So the cameras which we require in every locality, those mobile phones will become our eyes and ears, and this will be the platform through which we integrate all that information. A small information I also want to share is that we are starting a small program. It's a really small program, but I feel it's a very important program. Is that with the development committees of the different cities and in different committees in the Shillong city and Tura and Jawai, we want to start a program called Painting Our City. So I've been complaining about this for the last 3 years, that there's so many government buildings, so many private personal buildings, so many community buildings, and somehow people have completed the building but nobody bothers to paint it, and it's a big eyesore. So I have urged the Urban Affairs Department that an order must be given to all the departments. Please paint your walls, paint your buildings, maintain your boundary, maintain your campus area to central government, and we'll work with the different development committees to give financial support to them, to let the public also, their houses be painted, and will financially support. But I strongly feel that this one small step could go a long way in developing this culture of cleanliness. Because what happens if we have a cleaning drive, one day we do it, and we see the next day it's clean, but the third day again it goes back to normal. But when you paint a building, it remains for at least 6 months to 1 year. So you actually, as a human being, feel good that, oh, I did this, and it's making a difference. So I really want to start this Painting the City program, where I want to urge the localities to partner with us and support us, and also the government departments must do it, and let us start painting and keeping the city clean by keeping our boundary walls and our buildings painted and maintained. I know it may not happen in one go, but wherever we can, I urge that we should start this, and of course Urban Affairs Department is already working on this plan, and I'm hopeful that it will happen very soon. So once again, I really would like to thank and congratulate everyone on the successful inauguration of this. I urge some of you to please go and see the different kind of work that is going on inside, and to get a feel of what Integrated Command and Control Center looks like. Then I guess you'll get a sense of appreciation of what we're looking at. And once again, congratulate our Deputy Chief Minister, our CS, Urban Affairs, IT Department, the CEO, and the implementing agencies, the contractors, all those who are involved in making this particular project a great success.
May God bless each and every one of you, and may God bless our beautiful state of Meghalaya.